Hey, folks, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our main event here in IRC. We are here for round 10 of Tier 2. We've had an amazing show of events, both in the real life Grand Prix and at Tier 1 and Tier 3 races. What I can guarantee you here is the main event for this weekend. So, with me, as always, is our new streamer. Say hello, Nifty.
Hello guys, this is me Nifty.
Alrighty, so Nifty, before we jump into the action, let's have a quick montage of what happened last season and see what's what.
Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas, one of Herman Tilke's finest creations. Down here in Austin, Texas, driving pleasure is only matched with the excitement of close racing. The circuit is particularly unique in terms of its elevation changes, cambered corners, and sometimes off-cambered corners. Going wheel to wheel with drivers here is particularly difficult given how hard is it to follow a car through the dirty air. So we'll see drivers here pushing their skill to the maximum.
Board Maranello Baby for a lap around the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, USA. Now onto the lap. Now we're on the main straight, leading up to the very tricky uphill left of turn 1. Very tricky to get the braking right as well as lay down the power. Leading up to the flat out right of turn 2. Now onto the flat out left of turn 3, 4, 5. Leading up to the long right of turn 6 where you need to slingshot your car into the left hand king of turn 7. Going and you need to set your car up for the right left of turn 8 and 9 and over the left king of turn 10. Now heading into turn 11, a very hard braking zone which leads up to the long back straight, which is very crucial for overtaking, and this is one of the prime overtaking spots on the track, especially considering that this does lead up to the hard braking zone of turn 12. Now coming into turn 12, braking hard, cutting as much of the inside curb as possible, going wide to maximize your traction. Now going as wide as possible into the right hander of turn 13 and 14, and coming into 14, which is a small left-hander, and into turn 15, this is possibly one of the most trickiest traction zones in the entire calendar. So the multi-apex corners of turn 16, 17, 18, where you hug the inside and minimize your distance. Into the high-speed left of turn 19, where you attack the inside and go out wide. And into the final corner of lap 20, very tricky to get to your line as well as your traction right. And over the line, that is a lap around the Circuit of the Americas.
Well, that was our supreme leader putting in a banger of a lap as always. Unfortunately, he could not make it to yesterday's Grand Prix, and he would be kicking himself because there was a lot of action that took place. But our boys have readied up. So we are actually going to jump right into the action and see where things are.
Looks like the qualifying will. Oh, it looks like we will have a wet race. Although there's chances that we might as well have sunny side up in the end of the race.
Okay, so is it going to start in the wet conditions and dry out?
Oh no. Yes, that seems like what will happen. We have RB Ferrero leading the championship with 177 points, uh, followed by Evil Doc, Cryptid, Monk, and DK19. Looks like Red Bull Racing is leading the constructor standing, and followed by Alfa Romeo and Alfa Tauri behind them.
Hey, interesting. Because RB has been in impeccable form. I mean, he is simply flying through the competition, and his consistency is unparalleled, has to be said. So anyone catching up to him, it's looking less and less of a likelihood with every passing race. I mean, he just knows how to stay in the top consistently. He's got great pace, no doubt about it. He used to be an Tier 1 driver, but just banging it out week in, week out, no matter what track is thrown his way. Beautiful. And last week was so much drama, and finally to come out on top, uh, that's just making some great champion, I must say. Well, Rand's gonna be beginning his first hot lap. Do you want to take it away, Nifty, with this lovely man and his superb qualifying pace?
Ooh, as you say, about Rand, he just locked up in turn one itself. He's keeping it inclined, keeping it tight, keeping it clean, through the S's, making sure he doesn't get through track limits way more outside. Seems like he already invalidated his lap. Apparently, he went off on the exit of the S's. Anyways, let's hop on to Abhi. I think he's on a lap right now.
It looks to be the case, yep.
Uh, okay. Either ways, Arby Filello just said the fastest sector 2. Let's see how Filello turns out. How Filello's lap turned out.
Missing the apex there, going quite wide, but sticking and keeping it on the track. Sid Kulkarni puts in the first lap of the day. And what lap is that? I'll have to actually check. Yes, so it looks like Arby Filello gets on top with a 131.3. Abhi just quite behind on that. Mirma also, it's just the banker lap. Let's not jump to conclusions here. Is quite a big gap, at least from 4th to 5th, but we got a lot of people right now. The Ferrari boys, Manish Banger just invalidated his lap. Let's go on board with Evil Dog. Oh, what's he up to right now? Going extremely slow, you might ask. Well, this is his way of saying let's get some rubber on his tires before his track. Look at Death Hunter actually going, using a lot of the slipstream. Very cheeky little move there from the Ferrari. And he's going to get some healthy amount of speed and reduction in time as a result of it. Looks to be a purple middle sector. I may be wrong. Game may be wrong. But as it stands, he is actually flying.
But come to think of it, the specific turn where Evil Dog invalidated his lap is the same point where Rand invalidated his lap. Seems like our drivers aren't able to keep it clean in that specific corner.
Yep. Let's see how many more people get off caught by it. Death Hunter going P5, Warhammer in the Alpha Tauri putting in a good lap. Let's actually get on board with the ex-McLaren driver who's already invalidated, so probably get back to the later point. So as Akash, Monk, well, pretty much everyone except for Ram who have invalidated their lap. So actually just stay on board with our Red Bull number 2. He is also actually putting in some good points for Red Bull. It's not a one-man show like it is in Tier 1. So definitely these two guys just hammering it out with those points. Unfortunately, he will have to settle for P8 for now. Give me a moment there. I do want to ask you, Nifty, is our telemetry up and running? Is there any issue with that?
None as such.
So it's all good?
It's all good.
Alrighty, it looks like Rambo is one guy who has it switched on, so we'll probably be having a debrief with him later on. Okay.
Can we go with Monish? I think he's on a lap right now.
Manish on a lap, alright. Yep, he is. Sector 1.
Setting. Oh. 300 tenths off, of course.
Right. Still, for whatever reason, still showing that he is a fastest purple sector 1. How does he navigate this lovely little left-hander leading up to the straight? Easy, not using all of the track, but then again it's still early doors. He's already done a lap on this, so he must have backed out the last time around. We did see that he did invalidate his first lap, so still looking just to get a simple banker lap in. You can't be on the top step if you can't put in a valid lap, can you?
No, but it's right about time for the drivers to go to the pit, slap on a new set of sleeks, and go for another lap. Because 10 minutes into the session, they'll need to go out for another banker lap before they start that lap, that actual final hot lap.
Oh, getting all out of shape there for the second last corner. They're very tentative on his line selection there. But he got to cross the line and goes P2. Woo!
That's the
Just
last.
100 off pole there. So that is turning up the heat to 7. Let's go on board with Grant now. How is he doing? He is already boxed in and put another set of soft tires. So this man is Mr. Saturday for the Mercedes team and doing reasonably well in the first sector. But let's see how he compares or fares with the rest of the lap. A little bit of a lock up there, using nice bit of the curb on the left. Lot more lock up on that right hander. Quite tentative with his throttle, and yes, it is one corner which we can easily lose on. But interesting. I mean, he's not early on the throttle, quite late, if I may say so. And I think it's gonna be, oh yeah, not the best of laps. Misses the apex by quite a bit. I don't know if he's gonna go for another push lap, because this was quite scruffy from him, if I may say so.
Yeah. Come to think of it, RB Ferrero is actually on another different farm this weekend. I saw his race I saw his qualifying last session, the last weekend, and he was flying in the wets.
Yep, no two other ways of that. He actually has dropped to P3. We did kind of miss that. Cryptid Rand's teammate is now on pole, so Mercedes simply banging it out with some killer laps there. Really do hope that Rand makes his way up again. But RB Ferrello really doing some wonderful laps a second time around. He is on his second stint. It looks to be he is improving. I cannot confirm that because I can't see the best sector times. He is.
He is. He already has 2 purple sectors,
Oh,
and he the
very
last.
good. Cross the line.
Go.
5/10 up, man. This is good stuff.
Let's go. Can we go on board with Sid? Oh yeah, there you go. Seems like he has put in quite a lap as well, and that's good enough for him to stay P2.
That's good stuff. Everyone's improving. Let's see Warhammer. This guy has been really a dark horse, I have to say. Silverstone out of nowhere. Started P20 and finished on pole on track. I mean, in P1 on track. And this guy has some dark energy running with those dark colors on that Alpha Tauri. And he's been really a force to reckon with. He's putting some fantastic laps on the board. And, well, I think I'd want to say he's actually going to improve the second time around as he crosses the line.
And that's good enough for him to stay in P4.
That's good. That's good. Anything other than the last is always good. So he definitely be happy. Oh, look at that mess of the first sector by Death Hunter. He's already backed off from that lap.
Yeah. He's already off 2 seconds off the pace.
Oh man, lot of invalidations here. We've got Scary Pumpkin who's already done and dusted with. But Harry Rocks, the home Grand Prix for the Haas boys. He's on his, well, I'd like to say first, but it's actually his second stint. How is he faring?
He's improving. 2 tenths off the pole as of now.
Oh wow!
It's better than the one before. If he keeps up with this pace, that could put him P3, P4-ish.
Well, the home energy really coming alive and helping like a spirit bomb for Harry Rocks. He's missed the apex slightly, going 4 inches wide from the exit of the track, but completely bosses that final sector. No apex on site, but does improve for a P6. 6 tenths off pole.
Yep. Seems like he lost quite a lot of tenths in the last sector.
Now, interestingly, everyone on the soft tire. Nobody interested in the mediums right now. It's interesting, it was a very opposite kind of a strategy in Tier 1 where absolutely nobody wanted to do a run on those soft tires. They just knew, it's kind of understood, almost like a universal truth, that the alternate strategy is way faster, and many folks have gone ahead and actually used it to their advantage. But in this case, everyone's just eyeing out for the top step with those soft tires.
Can we go on board with Abhi? I think he's on a lap right now.
Nope.
Nope.
As you say that, he screws up the second last corner, kind of moving out of the way. Very, very dangerous spot there. Death Hunter just. No, that was Monish Banger on an out lap, so he won't really be too faced from it. Let's actually stay on board with him.
Yes. Looks like he's going for a hot lap right now.
Chicken finally puts in a lap, moves up in a P4. Beautifully taken turn one there by Monish Banger. He's actually flying right now. Let's see how he faces in this S section. In 8th gear, interesting choice. Missing the second apex. It is a double apex corner, but really fantastic positioning of the car. Absolutely no sideways motion there, and a very, very strong first sector compensation.
And if you ask me, he's just 0.058 seconds off the pole in the sector 1 itself. He might as well somewhere around P4, P5-ish, maybe. He might improve this lap.
This is an interesting camera view from Codemasters, I must say. I don't really know what to make of it, especially just for this straight. Bit of a lock up there. Got a shoddy exit in leading up to the straight. Was something that they slightly missed, but nonetheless a very strong left still.
No, lockup did affect his time.
Well, let's see if. Yep.
No, he just had a yellow sector for sector 2.
Yep, that would definitely explain it, and that invalidation. He's actually going to finish the lap. Very, very interesting. Could have just gone in for that final run, but I think that's the end of his qualifying. Rambo on a lap now, and so is RB. So let's actually stay on board with the pole sitter right now. Wow, really attacking and using downshifting to turn the car, but unfortunately taking too much of the curb, and that's the end of his run. So looks like Death Hunter's also done and dusted. What about Abhi? Yes, he's on a flying lap. No, he's actually on a cooldown lap. He unfortunately could not improve too much. Let's actually go on board with the Alfa Romeo boys. They're really liking the stars in the AstroTurfs, and they're probably not going to be improving by much. Evil Doc going to cross the line. Final sector. This guy is Mr. Consistent during the race and goes to the poles. Pole position with a 130.731. 6 hundredths faster. That's what you want to hear, boys. Kimi on top. Gotta love that stuff.
Agreed. That was a great lap by the dog.
Well, Rambo is pretty much exhausted all his ERS and going to dive on the incident mix. A complete mess of it, and he is out of here. F in chat for him, please. Well, smooth transition it is to move on to the final run of the day. We've got, looks like Sid Kulkarni has already made a mess of his lap, so let's actually stay on board with the top contender for the top step, Avi Ferrello on a flying lap. This is his second lap because he did invalidate the first time around, but let's see if he can actually keep it on track. Yes, very inches away from the white line. Millimeters, it must be said. Pushing.
That's a factor 1, by the way.
Oh really? How much is he improving by?
2 tenths off.
Oh damn son, he's going, he's flying. Let's see how he fares. Missing the apex slightly. Sideways action a bit there. Would have probably lost him a little bit of time. But the Red Bull is definitely flying.
Can we stay on Ferrero?
Missing the apex, they're going really wide, and I'm sure he will be really devastated by that. He would have lost a lot of time, but still stay on board and see how he does for the rest of the lap. We've got Warhammer right behind him. Do want to see how he's faring. No, wait, that was the wrong Alpha Tauri. That was Electric. I believe he was already invalidated, and that is the end of the run for RB Ferrello. Really big shame there. What about Warhammer? Taking it very tentatively there. Rant has unfortunately not been able to put in any, well, not a decent lap, but it has to be said, a 32.8 is not what we expect from him. But Warhammer on the charge, is he improving on his first sector?
To correct you, his 1/10 off of his second one.
Alright. That is completely fine. A lot of people on their final laps. We've got Sid Kulkarni, who is actually on his final lap right now. Yes, let's actually stay on board with
Uh,
him.
yeah.
Is he improving?
Nope. He
No,
has.
unfortunately he is not. What about Cryptid? He's on those fresh
Hey,
tires at the end of
nope.
Sector 2.
Nope. He's
Well,
6th of the space.
well, too many bad sad stories for him. What about Chicken? He just started his lap, so this might be the last guy who's actually crossed and will be the guy who crosses the line at the end of our qualifying session. Missing the apex a bit, but
Yep.
hugs it quite nicely there.
That's a green sector 1 from him, 0.038 seconds away from the pole. He
Oh,
might
that is close
on his
stuff.
map. Yes. That is really close.
Well, gets hooks the apex. Lovely there. I'm going to have fantastic straight line speed onto. And let's actually quickly go on board with the guy right in front of him who is Deepak Raj. I believe he's on a lap as well, but looking at the situation, he's on his second hot lap and he's also quite low on ERS, so we'll actually come back to that. But check-in right now, little bit of a lockup, but
And that cost him a lot of time.
he had to go to 5th there, and he's going to spazzing out like a chicken right in the middle of the track. Unfortunate stuff for him.
And that just brings the session to an end.
Well, Deepak Raj is right about the end of it. I believe he has just invalidated, but Akash is going to cross the line. Will he get a slap in? Yes, but only
Yeah.
he has to settle for P16. Quite a close show. We've got the top 5 top 2 separated by 600. So Evil Doc starts on pole. Amazing stuff for him. RB Farello in P2. So the 2 championship rivals right there on the front. And then at the top step, we got Munish Banker in P3, 200s off, sorry, 210s off. Then we got Cryptid and Sid Kulkarni, the Mercedes running boys, very, very close to each other in P4 and P5, Death Hunter in P6. So a fantastic collective result for the Ferrari squad, P3 and P6 for them. Looks like Freeze, Chicken's teammate, unfortunately will not be racing tonight and is absent. So Chicken taking the reins forward for the Renault team in P7, Warhammer in P8, Harry Rocks in P9. So decent lap from him. Probably knowing him and knowing how much he loves USA probably has more in him. So not the best of efforts. Rambo in P10 who in spectacular fashion wanting to get back into the pits as soon as possible. Died it, if I may say so. And he will however have to start on the tires he did set his qualifying lap for. Walk us through the grid, Nifty.
So P1 is Evil Dog, P2 RB Ferrello, followed by Monish Banger, Sid Kulkarni, P5 Cryptid, P6 Death Hunter, WTF Chicken, Warhammer, Harry Rocks, Rambo, 5 Zan, Abhi, Scary Pump, Deepak Raj, Monk, Akash, Crazy Joe, Washing Powder Nima, Rant, followed by Electrip.
Let's have a look at the times. A lot of invalidated laps. So Cryptid pushing quite a bit, so he had to actually settle for his first lap.
Yeah, come to think of it, Cryptid could have actually fought for P2,
Yep,
but because of his
definitely could.
invalidated laps, he couldn't.
Well, that is the issue, isn't it? Like simply going off track, even if you do lose time, you kind of invalidate in the process. It's just how harsh Codemasters is with their track extensions. But finally, we can jump on to the final race of this weekend, and it's a lovely little wet race.
Hey, well, wet races have a special place in my heart. They're just great. You get to see a lot of action right in say a span of an hour or two.
Absolutely, it takes a lot out of them. We've got Faizan who's unfortunately disconnected from the session, so I hope he can make his way back. But as we wait for the boys to ready up, looks like Warhammer already has, and I don't know if that's a penalty coming his way. But well, it very well could be. Looks like Nirma hot on the tail, looking to see if who had read it up, and it's going to be a bad situation for Warhammer even before the race has begun. But
I reckon the drivers are tweaking the setups for the wet race right now.
I don't really think you can by much. So you've got the differential and you've got the front wing, but that's about it. You can't really change anything else other than the brake bias.
Oh, okay.
So it's park for me rules, so you're kind of stuck with that. But let's see who comes out on top and with what. Let's actually jump on and see what tires they got. Everybody's on the intermediate tires, and at least from what our telemetry said, it's going to be drying out slowly, steadily,
Yep.
and it's going to be a dry session right at the end. Faizan hurrying back onto the session, you can see on your bottom right. Let's hope that he can get back into it. We've got Nirma's already disqualified, smashing into Crazy Joe in the process. So these guys got to be on cold intermediates on a cold Texas, un-Texas like day for the US GP.
Seems like the pit strategy is in turns throughout the race.
Yep.
Yeah.
Surprisingly,
Never know.
but it probably will be a situation where they all ride it out. Storm, in the stormy conditions, not stormy exactly, but just wet conditions, and then switch on to either the mediums or the softs at the end of it.
Yes, and you see Seat Kulkarni and Crypto trying their best to keep their tires warm.
Yep, it's a doozy. What are you gonna do about it? Oh, we've got a pile up there. Scary Pumpkin, I believe. Is that Scary Pumpkin? No, that's Faizan. Yeah, probably his AI doing not a good job of keeping it on track. Probably it itself is faced by the fact that he's got a very dry setup running his way. So let's see how he fares. Oh, we've got Rant who just gone wide there. There's no grip on track right now. These guys probably would not have practiced for it. It's not in the ideal scenario in US. You say in Texas, so yeah, it should be a fun little race.
Yep, I totally agree with you.
Predictions, what's gonna happen? Turn 1, how many cars do you think are gonna lose their front wing and gonna box at the end of lap 1?
I know, but mid-pack, the mid-pack does look quite dicey, if you ask me. They might as well, if they do not keep it clean, they might as well lose a few front wings over here than that, and a few tank slaps maybe.
Yeah, but that's gonna be detrimental. Like, you won't stay out as long as possible. I mean, it goes without saying, obviously. Faizan has finally jumped back into session, so he'll just be in time. Oh, he's left again.
Oh.
We got his car doing the typical thing that he does during the call formation lap, and looks like a lot of blinking lights, and lights are slowly going out. Let's actually take it away with the race start. 5 laps and away we go for the US Grand Prix. We've got Evil Duck having a fantastic start. Abi Ferrello actually side by side into him, going into turn 1. Sid Kulkarni gonna dive down the inside, very close up. Crypto going round the outside, and Chicken also taking a lot of liberties there. We've got Evil Duck losing 2 positions. Sid Kulkarni with a flying start moves his way up into P1. Fantastic start for him. Chicken now. And a lot of wheel banking there. Rambo has made up a few positions, but so far everyone's kind of looking clean-ish. I wouldn't want to jinx anyone, but a hot battle between Rambo and Harry Rocks. Harry Rocks completely making a mess of that left-hander. Faizan, who still unfortunately not joined in, will have to go. Oh, looking at that! Chicken having a huge tank slapper there and going to simply spin out in the process there. We've got Washing Bottle Nirma diving down the inside of Scary Pumpkin. Will probably concede the position. We've got Akash just being squeezed out, went quite deep into that left-hander and loses 2 positions in the process. Crazy Joe and Nirma both getting wonderful little positions. But moving up into the front, we've got Cryptid, who is still hot on the tail. We've got a lot more action in the way. I think it looks like Faizan has joined in the session. Harry Rocks is out in front, struggling with these conditions. Man, what a start. Clean, must be said. I did not expect that well.
But if you ask me, Electric just went from the back of the grid to P14. That was a great start for him.
Amazing stuff indeed. Let's actually have a look at the positions. He's been the biggest gainer there. 6 positions for both him and Rand. Yeah, great stuff indeed.
That was a great start for them. Agreed. Although Crazy Joe does have a penalty because he went a bit off into someone in out of the S's, I guess.
Yeah. I actually missed that, so I'm not really sure what happened there, but
Uh,
like,
did Electric? Okay, for some reason Electric is on P7 right now.
did, oh, I think there's a lobby glitch.
Yeah, I think there's a lot
Yeah.
of glitch.
Fun little
He's
stuff.
showing P5, P3. What?
Oh, you gotta love
Come
that. Everyone's
on.
ghosting through each other. We've got blue flags for people who are on the same lap. We've got Abhi is going to try to go around the outside of the bit of is it a collision or is that ghosting? I'm not really sure. But yeah, Monk being pushed. And Abhi's going to go around the outside. Will he actually get the move done? No, he takes track liberties just to stay on track. And we've got Rand right in the midst of all this, just watching, punting Monk along, a little bit of bump trap. Electric now into the fray, going round the outside of Rand. There a fantastic little move and moves up into P13.
It seems like we're back on the track with the telemetries. Let's
Oh, a lot of
have a
switch
quick
back and
rundown.
a lot of sideways motion there. Electric now pushing Rand off the track. Crazy Joe gonna get a sweet little line, and so does Nirma in the process. Nirma just backing out just before the apex, and that's a very, very wise decision by him. But Crazy Joe and Rand going side by side in the wet conditions. Rand completely missing his braking marker, and a little bit of a love tap there from Deepak Raj, and I believe that could be very well damaged for him to probably have to box this lap. But damn, there is a lot of action going on track.
Oh, can we have position changes if it's possible?
Wait a minute, just a sec. We're looking at a few more pit stops from our boys. Deepak Raj did definitely have damage, so he's kind of.
Was that Electric's McLaren at the pit entry?
No, that was Deepak Raj's McLaren. Electric is in an Alpha Tauri. So we've got Munish Banger still behind this pair. So the battle at the top kind of like subsided just after turn 1. We've got a spun Nirma, or is that no, as Chicken? No, that's Nirma. My bad. You know, quite close to each other. Chicken did have that humongous stamp slapper, and he's already pitted. No, wait, he's actually stayed out. I don't know how, but he's managed to get out of the situation without any damage. Interesting, Codemasters. Very interesting. Key then. So, out on in the top, we've got 3 cars. Sid Kulkarni going deep is the leading car. Abhi Farrell going to dive down the inside. Thinks about it. Very, very close there. Sideways action all around us, but they keep intact. Munish Banger as well, putting a lot of pressure behind Cryptid right now, but as it stands, everyone's kept it clean and tidy so far.
Seems like Faizan is closing the gap between him and Hyperox on the behind. Yep, he just pulled out 3/10 in the last sector itself on Hyperox.
But you know, in these treacherous conditions, it's one thing to get close. Yes, absolutely. The spray on your face is simply something. But look, and you're absolutely right. Faizan simply smashing it out there with the fastest lap of 49.382. So good stuff
He's
from.
pushing really, really hard.
Yep, you can definitely see that going and taking a wide line into turn 1. Getting closer and closer, but the battle out on top. Look at this spray on Evil Lock. These guys are. Oh, look, Will RB standing down the inside, very, very close there. But these guys are literally crawling through the first sector. There's absolutely no grip there with their tri setups, and they're simply struggling to stay on track. But Cryptic did get a fantastic exit there. We go round the outside, losing a bit of grip in the process, going off that line. But he's using all of his telemetry. How can I say that? I haven't even gotten on. But having said that, wait, we've got Rambo spun in the middle sector there. Oh wait, yes, that was kind of the exit of the middle sector, going very, very slow. People are just eating him alive, completely phased by that spin, unfortunately. but it is what it is. Harry rocks now very, very close to the back of Munish Banger. He did make a mistake going out. We'll go round the outside. Bit of a tap there, getting squeezed out. But will he go for a second attempt? We've got another car in the mix. Faizan sending it down the inside. Will he get the move? Yes, he does. Fantastic, and moves up into P6. Wow, this man is really on a charge, taking all opportunistic moves to move up the field, and he actually has some brilliant pace right now, has to be said.
Agree, I totally agree with you. Faizan has been pushing hard for the past 2 laps, and we could see it by the fact that he had the fastest lap for lap 4 itself.
Yep. But we've got two battles, two DRS, I can't say DRS trains, but two trains right now moving through the field. We've got the top 4 who are nice and close to each other. Looks like Sid is slowly getting away from this. And we've got the battle for P5, Vishwanga, Faizan, Harry, and well, slowly and steadily Harry, Warhammer also joining this lovely triage.
Looks like the Alpha 30 of Rand, no, Alpha 30 of Akash has another penalty, but it's not showing up.
Confusion, okay. Rand really seems to be much more at ease in his car in the race today when you compare him with Abhi, and that's strange because Rand is, if you know Rand, you know that he shouldn't be here right now. He's got no business staying this long into the race. So good to see that, you know, he's still battling it out. He had a fantastic start, moving all the way up to P13. But now Abhi is the next guy in front. But in the top step, we've got Cryptid putting so much pressure. But Evil Doc just really fantastic defending from him. It looks to be in this situation a very similar story to what we saw with Rant and Abhi, that Cryptid just has more downforce and just is able to control his car better, has a better setup, I must say, and he's sticking to Evil Doc so closely.
Come to think of it, if Sid Kulkarni keeps up with his pace right now and he actually pulls off a win, that'll giving a boost of 25 points and putting him up to P7 in the drivers' standings.
For sure, but if you know Abhi, and you should know him because he is the championship leader, he will stop at nothing to get that win. He is a calm, collected guy and probably will only open his reign of ridiculous pace and consistently at the end of it, but probably looks like he's just biding his time. You know, he doesn't look to be pushing at all. He's trying to stay out on track.
He already has 50% of ERS reserve on his Red Bull. Although Sid Kulkarni has 100% of ERS, he's just draining all of it because he knows that RB is behind, pushing him really hard, putting that pressure on him, trying to make a move.
Absolutely, man. This is going to be a hard battle. Now looks like we've got another train here. This is probably the third one. We've got Monk, Electrip and Rambo in close formation, also battling it out for 2 points. And it looks to be in this current situation that we've got Rambo who's just put in the fastest lap of the race. So in the case where he does get one more position, he'll probably get an additional point for that fastest lap as of right now. But knowing how the track's going to evolve, times are going to be dropping, and especially in the interim period when it's time to switch for the softs, at the end of the race is going to be hammer time, I can tell you that much.
But as you talk about it, looks like Rambo just went way too far off in the last backhand straight and losing all of his turning point.
Yeah, but it's very tricky stuff to be on pace under dirty air with the car ahead, you know, because F1 cars really struggle with that, especially in these treacherous conditions. I mean, he's doing a good enough job to stick it to them so closely, and so is a lot of the other folks as well. But you have to find a way, you have to find creative lines, you have to find You need to be one with the car in these kind of situations to actually come out of top. So we've got Shekno, we've got Rand, who, you know, I'm not really surprised, has done a lovely old Spinala, but still continuing, which is great to see. But jumping back into the action, we've got Faizan really pushing it. He's got that pace to actually stick it with the front runners. He's just 3 seconds, or just 3.5 seconds behind the entire action out on top, but comfortable. You know, putting a lot of pressure into Manish Banga.
Yep. And considering the fact that he is using his ERS really smartly, keeping it clean and trying his best to not make any unnecessary moves.
Absolutely, well said there. Rambo now trying as he may. Electrip going very defensive in this sector, but Rambo simply not finding the purchase to actually get ahead. We can see Monk slowly in the distance going away. He's got some fresh air and making the most of it as he slowly gets away from this duel.
Yep, he has a 3-second gap in front of him with between him and Warhammer, so he could actually utilize. Oh, just as we speak about it, Rambo makes a move on Electrip.
That is close action there.
P10.
Oh wait, actually Electrip's going around the outside. Little bit of a tap there. Oh, close action there. Gonna go side by side, but Electrip backs out of it. Very clean driving there. A very good strategy there to make sure that both of these drivers come out of it alive.
But that's what I like about Tier-2. It's the fact that the races respect each other's lines and then make sure they keep it as much as clean as they could.
Yeah, that is Tier-2 for you, and that's why we call it the main event, because we've got great sportsmanship between our drivers and a good sense of how the car performs. And I really expect nothing less from these fine gentlemen. Cryptid thinking of a move down the inside, but nothing happening there. Still just a second separating the rest of all of these. And as they fight with each passing lap, Munish Banger and unfortunately Faizan, who was also quite close to them, are really closing in the gap. Now the gap has reduced to just 1.5 seconds, so we've got a Ferrari joining this battle now very soon.
Yep, as you stated about the fact that Ferrari is joining the battle in the front for P4 and P3 podium places, Chicken just made a move on Crazy Joe and it was quite good.
Yep, good stuff there. Crazy Joe considerably with a disadvantage. With a keyboard in wet conditions, it's quite difficult, very twitchy stuff to keep your car on the track, but he's doing a fine job.
But for him to be on par with our Tier-2 boys, it's a great thing, considering the fact that he's a keyboard warrior.
Absolutely. Respect to all the keyboard warriors out there.
Yes.
Warhammer now very close to Harry Rock, getting much better line, but simply got a huge ass Haas in front of it and can't really go nowhere with those kind of lines. Actually, nice defending, but I really don't think it's intentional. Again, taking those characteristic lines by Harry and just gifting the position. Let's see what he does. He's not using any ERS to actually get closer, but let's have a look at the exit. Nice short shifting into gear 4, but Warhammer doing just as good and making the move stick.
It's like they're winning all of the ERSs out on the street.
Yep, but will you look at it? Faizan, who's just come back on and already just made a mistake, is already hot battle with Warhammer. Absolutely no time for him to breathe. He was on the back of Munish Banger and now he's being hunted by these two guys. But the sad fact of the matter is that because of that disconnection and the very slow AI that we have on track, Faizan's completely dropped out of the battle in the lead, and he's made a mess of it, and he has banala. We'll probably have to go back and put on another set of those intermediate tires. It's definitely a very bad second half of this wet stint for him.
Yep, sadly his disconnection caused him a front wing and a lot of places.
Yeah, the main. Oh, we've got another spin from Rand. I believe this is the last sector. Yep. And
Yes.
oh, he's still
And there he
spinning.
goes again. What?
What is going on there? That was freakishly weird. Very little traction on that Mercedes. Is he running 1-1 wings in a wet setup? In a wet race?
Oh my god.
Unfortunate. Does this man not have damage? He's still going out. What is going on?
Exactly. That is confusing.
For sure.
Yeah, it seems like Manish Banga has already like pulled the gap to Cryptid and is trying to get in the battle for podium places with Cryptid and Evil Doc.
Yeah, we got a 5-car battle for the lead. Amazingly close racing here. And what I'm really interested is, and looking at the state of affairs right now, I don't really think, unless someone just sends it down the inside, anything's going to change, at least in this state. So the battle will really come alive when it's a transition period, and I'm really looking forward to it because you can see that the rain has kind of stopped. I don't really see much of that. Okay, it's still there, but it will
gradually
dry down
slowing
very,
down,
very
yeah, and you can see wet patches of the track going away. Eventually.
Eventually, yes. That's fingers crossed, or else it will be a wet race for the entirety of it. Looks like, was it? Yes, it was Scary Pumpkin who's just passing Rand. Hello, Rand. How's
Seems
your race
like
been so
seems
far?
like Rant and Scary Pumpkin have been pushing the limits way too hard. They've been trying to test the luck as much as they can today.
He's lost pretty much all of his right wing, but he's still staying out there.
At this point, he needs to beat. This man needs a new wing.
Well, I'm actually interested to see what this man does next, because we had a similar situation last time around, and he's continuing to go for it. This freak show continues. I'm not really sure how else I can put it.
Oh my god.
But back in the points situation, we've got Monk, who is leading this lovely little pack. Rambo is very close to him. Harry Rocks and Warhammer are out in front. Monk going defensive there, and looks to be that these two guys are quite equal. Rambo little down on his ERS, will probably have to conserve a bit, but definitely looks to be the case that these two are slowly making their way towards Harry Rocks and away from Electro.
It seems like Rambo and Monk are pulling away from Electric and the pack behind.
Yep. But having I gotta cut myself off there. Rant, the genius, the prodigy, has put down medium compound tires. It hasn't even stopped. Hasn't stopped raining, but we'll have to actually wait as he comes out of the pits. There's already a lap down. You can see the leaders just going. Sid Kulkarni, Abi Ferrello, Evil Lock, Encrypted just still on it. Manish Banger as well. While we look at the tumultuous tale of Rand in these conditions. So what I can notice right now is, yes, it has stopped raining.
Yes.
But it's simply
And the track
still
is
too
drying
early.
off, but it will take at least another lap or two for the track to go off.
Do we have confirmation on when it
Yes,
pit is?
yes,
Do we have
yes,
5
yes,
minutes?
yes. 5 minutes for Slicks.
Okay, but looks to be the case that Rant is 5 minutes too early. Death Hunter has already pitted. I really don't know why he did that. I can only imagine that he's got an issue, and he's also going out for mediums. Guys, you gotta have a race engineer look at the. You gotta have a race engineer look at the telemetry from our screen. You cannot be this silly. Rambo finally getting through on Monk. Electric very hot on his tail. This is very close. Maybe the next or lap 14 is when all of these folks will be pitting. So I do want to see how that they would fare. Monk not using a lot of his ERS. Faizan finally making a move and getting back into the action. Wait, we've got a bit. No, Who was that? We got some car who spun around. Was that?
Yeah, that was. I think
That's
that was that. Yeah.
Not that
Oh
folks,
my
false alarm.
god.
But it looks like Chicken and Abhi are fighting it out just behind them. And it's a very, very hot battle, I have to say. They were quite close as we were witnessing the lovely heroics by Rand. But as it stands, we've got Sector 3 offing and we've got Rand again. I'm not even going to dignify looking at him anymore. I'm sure he would like his privacy at this point, so I do want to be respectful of him.
Well, come to think of it, as of now, Electrip has one of the best races so far. He went from P20 to P10. He's already in points.
Oh, so it looks like these two guys have been battling out. They're going to go into the pits at the same time. Is it too early? Is it one lap too early? These guys have pulled.
Did he just go for another set of
He
inters?
did put another set of
Oh,
inters.
come
Abhi,
on.
what have you done, mate? Chicken on the right tires. I do want to see. Wait, we've got a safety car. What? Timing is this? This is unbelievably bad luck for
Oh
Chicken.
my.
We've
That is
got
crazy.
Grant who's DNF for the session. I believe that is the reason why we have the safety car. Scary Pumpkin will probably be the first person. No, it'll probably be Death Hunter. What is Death Hunter doing? He's not pitting right now. Why is that the case? Because he's already out on mediums.
Mediums, yeah, obviously. No, but it's right about time for the drivers to go in down the pit lane, slap on the tires of slicks, and just go out. It's
Well,
right about time they should do it. Consider the
I
fact
know.
that the track is almost dried off.
Well, looks like Sid Kulkarni is just slammed on the brakes because of that delta. But, oh man, I'm disappointed, man. I was really looking forward to everyone pitting at the same time and all of that pit conundrum coming into picture with all of that, but that's all been removed
The
from
strategist
picture.
coming to play. Yeah. I still remember this one time I was racing on Bahrain in IRC. I had a huge delta negative.
We've got
What?
Warhammers who's
What is that?
suspended! Who's bended at the exit there. His car is slammed into the wall and he is out of this Grand Prix. That is one way to go out in style.
Yeah.
So we've got an interesting tale here. We've got Munish Banger, the only one on soft tires.
Running on soft.
Everyone else is on mediums. Is this a good decision or a bad decision?
What do you think, Kapil? Do you think that he'll be able to stretch it out to the 28th lap?
Oh, I don't think so.
oh.
I do not think so. Not with that attitude. But so looking at the situation in itself, thankfully he had this incident, happen at the most opportune time, and he's only lost one position as a result of it.
2 places, actually, I guess.
Oh
yeah, one
just
place.
had
Yeah,
it,
one place. Yeah, just had it.
So, in a way, alright. Monk is another brave soul who's put on the soft tires. So, I think this is going to be the situation. The track is cold, quite cold,
Yes.
has to be said, right? So, it's if you can get and activate your soft tires, get it into the right temperature, which is a bit of an issue. It's still very cold outside, so that they will have to quite stretch it out. If they can do that, they will be in prime position to act.
Position.
To act. Not act, attack. My bad. I'm going to take a small break here. Just take it away till then.
It's totally fine. As we saw in the France GP, the Canadian GP a while back, soft runners do actually have a benefit over medium runners when it comes down to the slick period of the race. If they are able to activate their tires, get them to the proper temperatures, so that they could just utilize all of that grip and make moves on the medium runners up ahead.
Yeah, it's all to play for. So in a situation where you have to look after your tires, softs can ideally do 13 laps. That is their limit. So So when I look at those numbers, it does not add up for Manish Banger. He still has 14
Another
laps
two
more to
laps,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, like you got that calculation phase going on in my lovely brain, but it's very very close. Like, yes, looks like the pit window for the softs have opened up, but
Yep.
let's not discount the fact that he has still done 2 or 3 laps on these softs. So yes, it's
But
minimal wear, but it's still wear.
yeah, exactly. So by the end of this stint, he might as well be driving on ice if he actually utilizes a lot of his energy and eventually ends up getting a lot of wear on his tires.
Yep, I think it's going to be very neck and neck. It's an interesting one. I do like his decision. It's definitely a bold one, not stupid. I would definitely say that. I mean, it's like it's taking a chance. I'll put it that way. So both him and Monk as well as Deepak Raj are on those tires, and well, let's see how push comes to shove. When push comes to shove.
Well, it's similar to the stock market, my friend. High risk, high reward.
Very well said. Well, let's have a look at the penalties if I can get that detail up. Yeah. So we got Death Hunter who just got a drive through. Aye, aye, aye.
Sky Pumpkin with 17 seconds and Electric with 6 seconds. Okay. All the other West runners are on 3 seconds. Multiple track warnings, I reckon.
Yep. So Cryptid is. Wait a minute. Cryptid is ahead of Evil Dog. So that would be a situation where his pit box position of the Mercedes came to be an advantage. He came out in free air, and I'm sure I can probably bet on the fact that Evil Dog got held up with everyone pitting at the same time. And he's, as a result of it, dropped down a position. But what he does have in his favor is that Evil Dog does have a penalty. Got 3 seconds, so let's see how it goes.
Yep, and both of them are medium runners, I guess.
Yep.
Well. Yep, medium runners. If somehow Cryptid manages to pull a 3-second gap from behind, he might as well keep his podium and go home with a smile on his face.
Oh boy, Crazy Joe's got a 5-second time penalty for colliding with Faizan.
Oh,
Why would you wanna jeopardize your race in that way? Is it? No, it looks like Sid Kulkarni is going to be starting right now. I didn't really see much of the lights going green, but it is underway. We've got Chicken. No, Faizan pitting. That's odd. But we are green flags, and away we go again for racing. We've got no action at all in the restart. Very, very contrary to the real life Grand Prix.
wait, can we go on Bulbul Rambo?
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you, but okay, never mind.
Nothing's happened there. We've got Chicken who's actually hot on the tail of Monk, and I'm actually very interested to see how this battle goes on, because at this stage of the race, Manish Banger and Monk should have the upper edge. Having said that, the Rambo's going to send it down the inside. Ooh, quite a late bunch, just completely stops on the apex, and as a result of it, Manish Banger gets out of shape, bangs into Rambo there and loses a position.
Looks like what could be P4 for Monish Mango.
Sends it down the
would
inside though. Holy smokes, but gets the move done very, very cleanly. Wow. Some battle going out in the front. Cryptid gonna go down the inside. RB Ferrello getting pushed out wide. Still side by side action there. Still continuing. Very, very close action. Wheel to wheel. Who's gonna get the apex? Looks like Crypti's got the move done, and Evil Dog very, very close to this battle as well.
Yep, seems like Harry has okay.
Well, Manish Banger is the fastest lap of the race of 136.2 with that double lap move there. Going to send it down the inside once again, and he gets the move done on Harry Rocks. Man, this guy is actually on a lovely little charge there. Yeah. But out in front, we've got probably 1 or 2 more laps to go for the DRS to be activated. So, but It looks to be the case that everyone is very, very close to each other. Kind of in a situation where they're actually comfortable being very close to each other because of that treacherous condition of the sea systems. This looks to be a very toned down version of that. But man, Munish Banger is flying in.
You can definitely see that the soft tires on Monish Manga's car is actually helping him a lot. He's just flying on the track.
Now send it down the outside. Harry Rock's braking quite late and getting the moves.
But he does get the inner line.
There. Will Monish Banger sends it down the inside, a bit of contact there. Still not getting the ideal positioning there. Evil Doc, sorry, it was not Harry, it was Evil Doc. Amazing defense there in the process and keeps P4. Amazing stuff.
That was pretty tight.
Now from a defensive Alfa Romeo to an attacking one, we've got Monk now on those fresh soft tires who definitely would be in the range, optimum range there, very, very close to the back of Electric there. Looks like, oh wait, looks like Crazy Joe made a move in the final corner and moves up into P12. Amazing stuff.
Quick thing, Kapil, the DRS has been enabled for the race session and
Oh,
looks like
Death Hunter is disqualified for that drive-through infringement which he did not serve and he is out of here. And looks like Munish Banger is still hot on the tail. Quite a lot of track extensions there if you didn't notice. That's not the cleanest of racing, but nevertheless, we've got Cryptid down the inside. We've got to go 3 wide into this corner. RB Farello sending it, and so has Evil Doc. A lot of big loss there for him. Cryptid has lost the position. They're going to go 3 wide. Will there be a Moses effect for Cryptid to open the door? No, these two shutting it and saying, Cryptid, no, you shall not pass. And Sid Kulkarni is diving, going to go down the outside is Cryptid. RB Farello gets the best exit and moves up into P1. Cryptid turning down the inside. Will Sid Kulkarni get some kind of attraction? No, he will not, and he will have to settle for P3. Rambo from nowhere has come into this action and already made quick work of Munish Banger. Looks like Evil Doc and Munish Banger did have a bit of a tussle. Evil Doc is dropping a lot of positions, has a lot of damage in the process. But Monk now on a charge, quite close to Harry Rocks. Already disposed of Electrip in the last lap, and that's great for him. Looks like Evil Doc has unfortunately pitted there. Back into the action in the front. Munish Banger very, very close. We've got Cryptid and Abi Farello going round side by side. Who's going to come out on top? Abi Farello keeping the position, going into the S section. Cryptid super, super hot on the tail there, not budging an inch. Wow.
You did notice Rambo is already in podium places. Yes.
Yes. What is up with this man? He's just flying.
How the heck did Sid Kulkarni fall down to P5?
Oh man.
Does he have damage?
Sure.
Oh, that will be a huge ouchie for Sid Kulkarni.
Look at this battle. They're so close. He's going to go down the inside, not using any ERSs. Abi Farello gets the lead. Abi going into the corner. Will Abi send it down the outside? Yes, he will not. So Rambo and Abi Farello are now in P2 and P3 with the Merc on top and Munish Banger on those fading away softs. It's hot behind them. All those cars going wide there into the curve, but as it stands, Cryptid has finally gotten his way and moved up into P1. Looks to be the case that Sid Kulkarni does not have damage. He's not really falling away from this pack. Might be a bit of time until he gets back into the action, but still not the end of his day. Oh, what an exit there from Monk. Too good of an exit, if I may say so. And slamming into the back of Harry Rocks there. Did he get damage? I'll have to confirm. But he sends it down the inside. Harry leaving him a lot of space, taking all of that curb, but getting squeezed by Monk. Amazing car control to keep it out and not away from the walls, but as a result of it loses 3 positions in the heat of the battle. But back out in front, we've got Munish Banger still very, very hot. So it looks to be the case that these tires are kind of in the heat of the battle. And will Electrip send it down the inside? Thinks of it, but decides and is a smart decision in the end. Lot of action on track. I have no other words to say there, but things have really kicked off in the second half of this race. We've got Munish Banger trying to get through on those softs. We've got Abi Ferrello who's trying as much as he can to get on the back of Cryptid, but Cryptid is really doing a fine job in all of this, has to be said.
Can we have the positions change telemetry up on the screen?
What is this?
Oh. Do you see Electric, that cheeky little kid is back from P20 to P7 and Arambo with 7 points gained. Wow, just wow.
Well, we know that he used to be a full-time McLaren driver, but just left because of all the issues that he used to face during a race weekend. But this is proof that he is a fantastic little driver in Tier 2 and he deserves, and you know, he can completely stamp his authority and say that he deserves to be here and race amongst these folks. But unfortunately, the big loser here is Evil Dog. Got that damage. Oh, Shaken's lost it. At the top of the hill, we've got him really spinning out. Unfortunately, got sideways action there, lost a big chunk of his wing and dropping quite heavily in the process.
This is actually the third time in this session where exactly at the same spot where Chicken have spinned off twice.
Well,
Seems like he
definitely
can't
his
control
nemesis
his
there for
little
this
Renault
track.
over there.
Yep. Well, the hottest battle on track right now is between Crazy Joe and Deepak Raj. My bad, I just had a brain fart there for a moment. But with the interval out, it looks like, you know, gaps slowly forming between the top 2 and 3. But Munish Panga still in DRS for that last podium spot. I want to emphasize it a lot because this battle, Munish Panga needs to get out and in front of Rambo as quick as possible. His tires are fading. Oh, but having said that, Deepak Raj is actually just flying. He's got a move done on Harry Rocks. I don't know what's going on in Harry Rocks right now because he was out there on the front. Does he have damage?
I don't think he has damage, but he did go in to Monk at some point, I reckon, after the streak
what a
session.
bad exit there. But I don't know. I'm looking at it from a negative aspect, but an amazing move by Crazy Joe going around the outside of that corner and getting it done. Superb stuff from him. And this was the pace that we were talking about earlier. Crazy Joe is really an amazing keyboard warrior. Finally back in his element, but having said that, Harry Rocks is just deploying everything and just send it down the inside. Crazy Joe thinking about sticking around the outside, but that door has closed and he will have to settle for P11. Oh, having said that, there's still a little bit of sideways action there, but he'll probably have to settle for P11 for now.
But he still can make a move in the back straight.
Just another action going out. Will have washing button Nirma send it down the inside. No, but Akash getting spooked in the process. Sid Kulkar, oh wait, Munish Banger, I believe has made a mistake somewhere and he's boxing for another soft. Oh boy. Unfortunate there. Had potential in that race. He could have ran to the end. Yes, he probably would have suffered in the long run, but now he's gifted pretty much everyone a free position.
Yeah. Just like it, up until P13, everyone has had a free position. Just gave them into the lap.
Well, as it stands, we've got The battle in the lead is still very hot. We will definitely jump to it in the later half of at the ending closing stages of this race. But as of right now, Monk is the next guy in danger. He definitely has a little more ERS. Yes, definitely does. But those tires are fading. Electric gonna think about move. Actually dives down the inside. We probably have the wide line into this right-hander. Monk will slowly close the door. Not too much there. But Electric will have to settle for P6 for now.
And on board with Crazy Joe. Looks like he's trying to get into battle with IRC, Abhi and Harry Rocks in the final straight. But you can slowly see how that McLaren of Abhi is just pulling off in the distance, and Crazy Joe is losing all of his gapping.
Sorry, I just wanted to have a look at how things are faring in the top. Rambo has still stuck it in there. He's still under a second with this pack, and this is amazing points for Red Bull. I mean, this is what they were dreaming of, getting a P2 and P3. But the penalties might come into the picture at the end of it. We do know that Rambo has a few penalties there. So let's actually see how that fares out. Have you say that Monish Banger on those fresh soft tires, making quick work of Scary Pumpkin moves up into P30.
The AlphaTauri boy.
Nice little line there from Crazy Joe. Creative interpretations of track limits. Getting a little out of shape there, and not the best of exits. Harry Rocks will be that much closer to Abhi. But this is the battle I'm really interested in right now. 7 tenths, 8 tenths between Monk and Electrip. These guys have been fighting it out for quite a few seasons. Well, having said that, Monish Banger gets another move done. Actually, I want to stay on board with this man because he actually is flying. Evil Dog also gets a move done on Scary Pumpkin there. But, oh my god, look at the sheer pace this man has with those soft tires go around the outside and gets that move done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
This is like the DRS train forming right behind Abhi, and he's leading the pack with Harry Rocks, Crazy Joe.
Absolutely, but let's actually have a look at how it is right now. Harry Rocks very close to him. It's Crazy Joe
Going at it.
all kind of interesting lines. He's not sticking right very close to him. Watching border Nirma also kind of shoving his way through Akash. These guys are on equal footings at this stage in the race, so you should see her. I'll be interested to see how it all fares out. But as it stands, the biggest gainer, and I really do hope that he gets this move done soon. Electrip all the way back from the back of the grid is sitting very pretty in P6.
Yep. Well, you know what Electric says in the VCs, and I quote: "Start from the back of the grid, get it in front of the grid." That's what he said to me when I was the newbie to the whole sim racing thingy.
Well, good to know that he's living up to those words right now. But out in front, we've got Abhi Farello, who really is pushing. You can see that he doesn't have a lot of ERS left, and those bad exits are really not helping him. Both of them very equal footing with respect to the ERS. We've got just about 2 laps to go. Yes, I had to do the math for that as well. And it looks to be that the battle rages on.
It seems like Abhi Farello is pushing, is trying his best to make that move down on Cryptid.
Yeah, but one thing he definitely... Oh, Crazy Joe just missing.
Too wide.
Missing his braking point there completely on that occasion. And the only thing that's going to hurt him here is the fact that Monish Banger is getting so much closer to him right now. He's already disposed of this entire pack. Evil Dog also making his way through it. We'll actually have to wait and see how it all unfolds.
But if you notice, Washing Powder Nima has stuck to Monish Banger for quite a while now, and he's just just stuck between Monish and Evil Dog, going through all of the other drivers back from P14 to P17.
Yep, absolutely. Um,
And
gets a much better exit. Look at the traction you get on those soft tires, already side by side. Few 100 meters into the straight itself, and an easy little move there, moving up into P12. But unfortunately, P12 does not get you any positions, and he will have to still strive to get that point from Crazy Joe.
seems like it'll be a battle between Crazy Joe and Monish Banger.
Looks like in this opportunity, Electrip has been the closest ever to Monk. He's got the DRS. Will he send it down the inside? Definitely looks to be a situation right now. He goes down the inside. Will he get broken in time? No, he does not. There's a lovely little switch back and Monk's move back into P5. An amazing sixth sense from Monk to actually let him have the corner. And as a result of it, the gap has increased. But the issue here is that Monk cannot just drive away. His tires are done and dusted, 12 lap old softs. That's like the end of their lifespan as of right now. And he's going to be struggling. But the only silver lining here is that Electrip is all out of ERS, while Monk has a lot to go on with. And definitely going to help him there. Crazy Joe has to bite the dust now. Monish Banger is now in the points position. Evil Dog, however, does not have any penalties, so would definitely be interested to see how it all pans out at the end of it. Looks like Crazy Joe has 17 seconds.
Harry Rocks as well.
Oh boy, what are these guys doing?
Oh, come on. Electrip has 15 seconds of penalty.
Oh, F in chat, people, because it's so close. It's gonna go down there, go right just before the final corner. We're on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. We've got Crippet still leading, but increased the gap. I believe there's been a mistake by RB Ferrello, but he's still in that 10-second window. 3-second window. Will Electrip send it down the inside once more? Yes, he does. Side by side action there. Monk sending it down the outside. Squeezing Monk. Electrip saying, absolutely not. You are not getting it from me, sister. And he sticks it to him and keeps the position. Monish Banger now very, very close to Harry Rocks. If you can recall from 10 laps ago, they were still battling and they're back on it. But this time around, it's a very different tale because Monish Banger got so much fresher tires. Just fly and breeze down, but this is the final lap, so we really cannot do much more. He does get 3 seconds more added to his time, and that's not going to help his cause one bit, will it?
No, but I'm really excited for the penalties to play out in the end of this session, and I hope the drivers keep it clean for the last lap.
RB Ferrello has gotten a penalty in the final lap. Oh man, but is it enough? Does Crippet have more? I have no idea. Yes, he absolutely does.
Has more, yeah. Thank God for RB Ferrello. That is exactly why he just pulled off in the end. And
RB Ferrello wins the US Grand Prix. Sorry to cut you off there. And it's a 1-2 for Red Bull. The dream finish for them. Cryptid in P4 as a result of those penalties. Electrip will get the move done on Monk, actually pushes him out. It drops so many positions, but Monk says a no you with a Uno reverse card and moves up into P5. A fantastic finish for him. What is this? Evil Dog from P12, or if not P13 from the grid, keeping it clean when it matters and moves up all the way up to P6. What a finish, ladies and gentlemen.
That has been a great race tonight.
Well, Tier-2 never disappoints, and this is just another fine example of it. Well, this is the last driver on track. Faizan having a slew of disconnections, leaving the session, rejoining it. No and unfortunately, because of all of those incidents, could not have how would I put it? Did not have a smooth experience on one front and did not have continuity during his race, and as a result of it made a few mistakes and will be the final driver to cross the line. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your main event, the US Grand Prix round 10 of season 6 of IRC. A fantastic result by Electrip to jump all the way up and then just jump down a bit because of those penalties. But a fantastic clean race with the Red Bull crowd taking the top step, P1 and P2, and going to really help their fight to take out the constructors in Tier 2. P3 goes to Sid Kulkarni, P5 and P6 for the Alfa Romeo boys, and Cryptid will unfortunately have to settle for P4. But damn, what a race.
If I'm not mistaken, that means Arby Fiorello has now 202 points and is leading the driver standings as of now.
He definitely is. Extending his gap so much more with every passing race.
There's a whole gap of 99 points between him and Evil Dog at this point.
That's your definition of clean and consistent there, folks. That's pretty much it. Let's see if we can get all of them, and Nifty would love for you to take it away with the podium interviews when our drivers are in.
Definitely.
It is a topsy-turvy race. Electric dropping down so many positions as a result of it.
It seems like Electrip is in the commentary box.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations and a great drive out there today. What's your take on the whole P20 to P10 move tonight?
Yeah, thanks very much. I mean, this is my first time driving F1 like after 2.5 months. So hopped in with absolutely no practice just to have fun. I didn't expect to go up to P6, but dropped back to P10 because of penalties. So yeah, I was happy with that. To be honest, I was just happy to have a good race. Just battle with a few people. Yeah, it was fun.
I did see you not set a lap in the qualifying session. Was that because of the fact that you wanted to start at the back of the grid?
Not at all. I just kept invalidating it because I had no idea how to drive. I completely lost my touch. So yeah.
Well, that explains 17 seconds of time penalties in the race.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, congratulations yet again, and that brings an end to our GB tonight. Kapil.
Yeah, I was just waiting for our other boys to join in the chat as well. We've only got Electrip, so if you don't mind, Electrip with your...
Who are the finisher? Top 3?
So we've got Arby, Fiorello, Sid Kulkarni and Rambo. So let's just move Rambo in.
Looks like we have RV and Sid Kulkarni in the com box right now. And Rambo. Congratulations, boys. Hardly congratulated for the great drive out tonight. What's your take on the battle that you guys had up in front? There was quite a lot of tension between the three of you. Arby Ferraro, let's start with you. Do you have anything to say?
I was stuck behind Sid initially for the 14 laps. He was very slow in sector 1, but for some reason the exit couldn't catch him there. But then the safety car came at the right time and we all pitted for mediums. After that, Cryptid and I had a very amazing battle, clean battle I can say. Overall, but with penalties, he just went behind.
What's your take on it, Kulkarni?
Oh, I don't know what to say. Like it was how in the real race, for the feeling for Perez was today. Hamilton was continuous behind him, and that was the same feeling for me where RB was continuously behind me, and I needed to concentrate and do well each lap. But yeah, it was a nice race.
It seems like you're really exhausted with the whole race tonight.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations, Rambo, for going from literally the P10 runners to P3.
Yeah, thank you, man.
So what's the
Okay.
take on the race tonight?
Actually, the race started after the safety car.
Yeah, you did. Yes, that is
Yeah.
very true.
Actually, I was literally fast. I overtook all these guys easily.
Of course.
Almost, I would have got P1 almost, but last I lost the fuel and this ERS, so I had to stay back.
Okay, okay. Well, that explains why you were slow at the end of the race.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, then we thought this cryptid was like 9 seconds. He had a 9 second penalty. So me and RB decided to play safe so that we can get a P1 and P2.
Is that why Avi you pulled off in the end and stopped pushing on Uncle Kani?
Initially, he had like 3 seconds, and I had two warnings, so I knew I could get one and like BP2. But then he got 6 and then 9. Then we thought to play it safe. Also, Cryptid was out of his ERS, and even we both were out of our ERS, so we both were like just doing a toe business for each other.
Okay, okay, that explains a lot. Well, the last thing I remember was Silkulkani running on like what 30% of his ERS, but he eventually drained it all off in the long straight.
Yeah, I was trying very hard to catch Abi and the front runners, but I don't know. But for some reason my pace was not that good on mediums.
Well, needless to say, you did end up in podium places, so congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much. Couple, do you have to say anything?
No, that's about it. That is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, for this weekend of racing. An amazing real life Grand Prix and an equally amazing finish here with our Tier-2 race. So, thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and have a lovely night ahead. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.